Revenge! Beat them up! I am Paul. Hello everybody, welcome. Today we are going to watch something I've been waiting for since like 2 weeks now because you guys told me to watch it. So now we're watching it, and we are watching channel called Laserpig. I never watched him before. This is gonna be my first time watching him. And we are watching a video called I'm Paul, the Legend of Piorun. As you guys know, I'm a Pole, so I have to watch it, and as soon as you guys told me about it, I was like, this is what we cover, this is what we do, this is what we're gonna react to now. So let's get to it. I can't wait.
Stop me if this gets complicated, okay? In
Okay.
Scandinavian folklore, there exists the great legend of the Hall of Warriors, located in the ancient realm of Asgard, where great warriors, the chosen
I know
dead taken by
Asgard.
the Valkyries, will one day fight side by side with Odin during the time of Ragnarok. It is known as Valhalla. Perhaps you, being a keyboard warrior yourself, may one day grace these hallowed halls of the slain. And as your eyes wander over the various warriors assembled by the fire, each one reciting their tales of great battles and heroic last stands, your eyes may turn to a shadowy figure in the background. And it may take you some time to realize that this hulking mass that you're looking at is not a man, but an 1,800-ton British destroyer, an N-class to be exact. But this destroyer is not British. This one flies the flag of Poland. Its crew gaze down at you with a 1,000-yard stare. They raise their drinks in honored salute, and in unison recount the tale, the legend of the Piorun, the Thunderbolt. But for
Of the who? The Prion? Is that how you guys call it? Oh my god, Prion? Who says that? It's Piorun. It doesn't even have R in front of the I. Why is it Prion? Why you guys say that? Is that how you guys pronounce it? Really? Prion? But yeah, the translation is good. It's a Thunderbolt. But it's Piorun, not the Prion. I think it was close enough. I guess you can't expect the English person to get a great pronunciation on the Polish word. I shouldn't be that harsh. I barely spell stuff correctly in English. I need to be less harsh on that boy.
our story begins not with the Piorun, but with another ship entirely, the Bismarck. Germany's answer to the growing
Right.
threats of the French and British navies. Bismarck was a testament to Hitler's refusal to acknowledge the Washington Naval Treaty, as well as some other treaties which we don't have time to get into, which limited the size of battleships to about 30,000 tons. And at 50,000 tons, this gigantic warship was one of the largest battleships afloat at the time, and still holds the record as being one of the largest warships ever built. She was designed for speed, her guns for accuracy, and yeah, maybe her actual capabilities have been somewhat overstated by the culture of romanticism that surrounds this time period, but she was still a formidable opponent. Massive 15-inch cannons and a further 12 smaller 5.9-inch guns, she posed a tough adversary, destroying the fearsome battle
Why is
cruiser
it
Hood.
always? Why are you guys always describing your things in something I don't understand? Like inches. The hell is an inch? Why you guys don't use the normal thing? Like centimeters, meters, Lord have mercy. Why is it always inches and feet? I don't understand those.
And a mere 4-minute long engagement, granted with a lucky shot. Any captain going against her would have had this in the back of their mind, and during the hunt for the Bismarck as she attempted to escape back to friendly waters, though wounded and leaking fuel, smaller ships were advised to simply shadow her until the big
run
guns
away, yeah.
arrived, and anyone who would be willing to face her with inferior firepower would have been mad. By comparison, the N-class was a rather humble destroyer. At 1,800 tons, she was built to correct the mistakes of the previous tribal class of destroyers, which had favored guns over torpedoes, and as a result, she only had 3 turrets of twin 4.7-inch guns, a single 4-inch anti-air gun, 420mm, and 2 machine guns, with about enough armor to just about stop a highly aggressive tuna. Piorun started life
What, is
as
it like
HMS
small or
Nerissa,
something?
laid down in Scotland on the River Clyde. After the fall of Poland, she was transferred to the Free Polish Navy before she was even completed, given a Polish crew, a Polish captain whose name I'm not even going to attempt, and a new name, Piorun, the Lightning, or the Thunderbolt. Sources differ. The name Piorun could equally mean lightning as it could mean thunderbolt. I've got 2 sources that say thunderbolt and 2 sources that say lightning. Piorun is Polish for lightning, and thunderbolt is Piorun.
It's not
I think.
Prion. It hurts me when he says that. If it's spelled like Piorun. There is no R in front of I, and he's saying Prioun, right? He's switching the letters. But Piorun means, yeah, either of those two, really. Piorun is this thing that comes before the sound. Like, you know, the first is the lightning, and then there's the sound. So Piorun means that thing that comes before the sound. Lightning and thunderbolt, it means the same thing, no? Isn't lightning and thunderbolt the same thing?
Like, I don't know Polish outside of kurwa, so your guess is as good as mine. Unless you're actually Polish, and you know the language fairly well being Polish. If you do, let me know how stupid I'm being, and I'll apologize in the comments. And I will probably be buried under all the people screaming, "We want an F111 video! You promised an F111 advert video, where is it?" You know what? If this video gets a bajillion likes, I'll do it, okay? Anyway, now, normally in British naval tradition, it is considered quite unlucky to rename a ship after she has been laid down. But for the Piorun, luck would never be in short supply. She remained based on the River Clyde until she was finally completed in November of 1940. Here she would serve in the Battle of Britain, escorting convoys of smaller ships around the coast. But when she was damaged in an air attack, she was forced to return to the Clyde for repairs, but found that her docks in the nearby town were coming under nightly bombardment by patrol bombers. So the Piorun, being the Piorun, in spite of being heavily damaged and still under repairs, steamed up and down the Clyde, blanketing the skies with a dense layer of flak, risking hits from bombers every second she broke cover. Her heroics earned her the admiration of the locals, and a memorial to her stands to this day in the town of...
There's a memorial dedicated to the crew of the Polish ship ORP Piorun, Defenders of Clydebank. Really? Oh, see, we are good warriors, guys. We are good warriors. Half broken ship doesn't matter.
Clydebank, where I've never been, because it's a hole. And you think that would be it, the brave little destroyer facing off against the might of the Luftwaffe, defending a Scottish town against waves of bombers. But no, sir. Piorun wasn't done. She was hungry for revenge.
Yeah.
She wanted blood. She wanted to make her mark against the Germans and remind them that Poland was down, not out. And in May of 1941, she would get that chance. In the aftermath of the Battle of the Denmark Strait, with the hood having been sunk by the Bismarck...
It's a great moment for the German Navy.
Yes, Lindemann. And for the two of us.
And the Prince of Wales heavily damaged, Britain was devastated. Its national pride had been hurt, and it demanded vengeance. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill would send out an order down the chain of command to every battleship, destroyer, cruiser, submarine, and fishing boat with a rifle duct taped to the front that would countermand all other orders. Find that bloody ship and sink it! At the time, Piorun was on escort duty with 4 other destroyers, heading for the Indian Ocean. 3 days in, and the order came through, and they were detached from the convoy to join the hunt. Now, the Bismarck might have been a very, very large ship, but in comparison to the entirety of the North Sea, it was, well, let me put it like this. Finding the Bismarck in something the size of the ocean was like trying to find a single drop of coffee in an entire swimming pool filled with fish. They're just flapping all over the place. You need your caffeine fix, but where the hell has your boyfriend hidden that cup, and what kind of prank even is this? Anyway, Bismarck. By now she had 4 battleships, 2 battlecruisers, 2 aircraft carriers, 13 cruisers, and 21 destroyers.
That's a lot.
Along with a mix of numerous aircraft and a cruise ship.
Is that it? Wait a second. Is that a Star Wars thingy? How's it called? The flying thingy from Star Wars. Is that it? It looks just the same. It's that's what it is.
In an area of ocean over 220,000 square miles in size. To put that in perspective, if you were to take all that ocean and convert it into farmland, you could grow enough turnips to create your own turnip moon. That's how big we're talking here. However, because this battle is largely told from the British perspective, much emphasis is placed on the actions of Force H. Force H was flagged by the battlecruiser Renown, Hood's sister ship. The crew were anxious to avenge her sunken sister, but she was ordered not to engage. Only the carrier Ark Royale, which did not even have its full complement of aircraft on board, could safely strike at the Bismarck, famously jamming her rudder and preventing her from maneuvering during a series of low-altitude torpedo runs. This would be the death knell of the Bismarck, and in the morning, the home fleet would arrive, and the final battle of the Bismarck would begin. However, before this engagement, another lesser documented battle took place. Destroyers of the Fourth Fleet were ordered to shadow and harass the ship with torpedo runs throughout the night. Piorun paired with the destroyer HMS Auri and spotted the ship just before sunset, making her the first ship to actively spot the Bismarck during the
My little Piorun. The amount of pride I feel watching something like this. I love historical videos. I really like them, especially the World War II stuff. I really do. It's interesting to find all the details and all the stuff, especially if you hear Poland, you know. But I can't help it. I'm Polish. I just can't help it. The pride is in there. It's buried. I can't help it. I'm just Polish. I'm pretty sure you saw all the Polish people. Whenever there's a English video or any other really video, and someone at least a little bit mentions Poland, there's for some reason all the Polish people just gather and text something like Polska Górą or Poland mentioned or stuff like this, and you know, it's making me happy really. Because it feels like even the smallest video, it doesn't matter what you record or make, as long as it's about Poland and you're not Polish, but you're mentioning Poland, there's gonna be Polish people going towards that video like a freaking birds, like a seagulls towards the fries. I'm telling you, you're going to get so many Polish people, and I don't know where they're coming from. I guess it's just the algorithm. And whenever you mention Poland, it's going to all the Polish people, and then it spreads like a virus. I'm telling you.
Final battle. After reporting her position and confirming that the Bismarck was indeed unmaneuverable, the Auri moved off to begin her torpedo run. But as the Auri looked behind her to see if the Piorun was in position, they saw a horrifying sight and realized that something was deeply, tragically wrong. The Piorun was charging directly towards the Bismarck at full speed. Worried her steering was jammed, Auri broke radio silence and attempted to hail the Piorun, but received no response. On board the Bismarck, the crew, now at battle stations, turned their attention to the small flotilla of British destroyers, and were surprised to see one apparently charging them. In disbelief, they watched as the tiny destroyer turned, showing its full broadside to the Bismarck, and with both its signal lights and its wireless, transmitted the message, "I am a Pole," before it opened fire.
Yeah! I am a Pole. It's so funny. Imagine being a German guy stuck on a ship that can't move, and you're just sitting there and sending their message like, oh my god, we got a ram, you need to stop, you need to turn the ship, we're all gonna die. And the only one message that comes back is, I am a Pole. That's so scary. If I would be German on that ship, I would be pooping my pants. This is over, it's over. Revenge!
For over an hour, the two ships fought mano a mano, pride of the German fleet versus one single Polish destroyer. The Bismarck completely unable to hit the Piorun as it dodged and weaved through fire, ignoring the numerous orders to fall back, all while continuing to broadcast, "I am a Pole, 3 salvos for the honor of Poland," directly at the Bismarck. Her confused crew trying desperately to keep the tiny ship in view as it fired.
So you're telling me that they were broadcasting I am a Pole all the time when they were like swimming around the Bismarck? That's amazing. That's so good. Like a little rat around the cat. I'm a Pole. I'm a Pole. But how much you want to bet that people who survived on that ship had nightmares about it, and in their dreams they could only hear I'm a Pole.
Fired salvo after salvo. And when I mean the Piorun was firing salvos, I mean it was firing all of its guns. The 4.7 inchers, the anti-aircraft guns, even the machine guns were firing.
Yeah.
There's even tales of all the crew out on deck, screaming insults and shooting pistols, throwing trash at the Bismarck as they strafed her. At one point even bringing musical instruments onto the deck and singing the national anthem of Poland. Eventually, with the Bismarck's gun throwing great plumes of water over the tiny Piorun at a distance of less than 20 meters away, the ship was finally forced to break off its engagement. It would remain in the area defying orders to return to port until its fuel reserves forced it to finally return home. After the smoke had cleared, post-analytics of the Bismarck's final battle with the home fleet showed that the Bismarck had hit absolutely nothing. In spite of firing almost every shell she had, the only damage reported was HMS Rodney, who had shattered part of her own mainframe from firing her guns at point-blank range. A major contributor to the Bismarck's sluggish performance had been down to crew morale and exhaustion. The entire crew had been on battle alert for nearly 48 hours, and consistent night attacks and harassment had led to the crew just simply not being able to focus. After all, exactly how much sleep can you expect to get when you have an angry Polish warship screaming at you, flashing its lights, throwing trash and singing all night? Piorun would remain in service, operating in the medical...
I love it so much. And at the end they bring the instrument on top and they were playing the national anthem. This is so good. Oh, I had no idea. I never knew the story about the Piorun. Never knew. And I regret not knowing earlier because this is so good. This is so good.
Mediterranean, guarding convoys, and even took part in Operation Halbert, the largest convoy attempt to resupply Malta, the invasion of Sicily, and even the Normandy invasion, engaging remnants of the German surface fleet off the coast of Brittany. After the war, she assisted in the decommissioning of German U-boats before she was returned to the British, where she became HMS Noble and was finally decommissioned in 1955. While in the British retellings of the sinking of the Bismarck, the story of the brave Polish destroyer who took it on single-handed at a time where ships far more powerful than her were afraid to even approach has been assigned to the footnotes of history, its presence and courage overshadowed by the more interesting British exploits. In Poland, it has lived on in legacy. The name Piorun would be reused, with the new ship's naming ceremony inviting survivors of the original ship and even commemorating it on a special coin, proving that the legacy of the ship is still alive and maybe deserves a little bit more recognition. I for one feel that the Piorun has earned its place in Stovacor. I mean Valhalla. What did I say? Anyway, something. I need a drink. I hope you learned something. And again, special thanks to World of Warship.
I did learn something. This was so good and I think it deserves much more recognition. And I knew about Piorun, but I didn't know what it did. We need much more recognition on beautiful Piorun than what I got. I don't know, maybe I was sleeping on that lesson, because why wouldn't you teach about something like this? Why wouldn't you teach? One little brave ship, guys. Just a reminder, little ship is the only one that wasn't scared to get close and beat them up! Revenge! Remember guys, if you ever come to my stream, don't make me angry, because I feel like sometimes you forget, but I am Paul and you don't fuck with us. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching. I hope you liked it. I know very like a lot of you wanted me to watch it, so there you go. I watched it, I liked it. I hope the reaction was okay. I know I wasn't talking maybe too much, but it was just so interesting, and sometimes you just want to watch and not talk. But oh my god, I was trying, I was doing my best, okay? I will see you guys next Friday, unless you come to my streams. Remember, I'm streaming every day except Fridays, so I hope to see you on the stream. Bye bye.